Welcome to the Daily Sports Content Economy Podcast for Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. We created this podcast specifically for alternative and Tier 2 sports leagues, teams, competitions, and the athletes who compete in them.
And honestly, when you look at what we have to get through today, content economy might be an understatement.
It really feels like a content avalanche, doesn't it?
Does.
So just to set the stage for everyone listening, maybe you're on a recovery ride, maybe you're driving at the front office, we have combed through a grand total of 50 articles and references for today's deep dive.
50, and we're talking Sports Pro, NPR Analysis, Sports Business Journal. I mean, we really read it all so you don't have to.
Exactly. And the goal isn't just to summarize the news.
No, not at all. It's about finding the money. Because when you dig into these 50 sources, you see the capital flow, especially for Tier 2 sports, has just shifted dramatically in, the last 90 days?
Absolutely. So we've boiled it all down to about 20 key headlines, but we're going to start with the top 5. These are really the pillars for everything else.
Let's do it.
Okay, you take the first one.
All right, headline number 1. This is the big macro number from Sports Pro. Global streaming platforms are projected to spend a massive $14.2 billion on sports rights in 2026.
$14.2 billion. And that's a 7% jump from last year.
A huge jump.
Which sounds great, but my first thought is, okay, that money's just for the NFL or the Premier League. But headline 2 suggests something else is happening.
It does. This is from Deadline and NPR Analysis. They're reporting that Amazon Prime Video is on track to become the top streaming sports rights spender.
And their number is about $3.8 billion alone.
That is 27% of the entire market, just one checkbook.
Wow. Okay, headline 3 feels like a big cultural shift. This one's from The Wrap. Creators are changing the playbook for live sports.
And they're looking specifically at NBC's strategy for the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics using this creator collective.
Which flows right into headline 4 about sponsorships. Sports Business Journal has the story on Carvana re-upping their Chicago Fire deal.
But it's not just a jersey patch anymore. They're now the first new stadium sponsor. It's a total integration.
Right. And then finally, number 5, the tech and betting side. Sports Bros reporting Genius Sports just acquired Legend Sports betting media assets.
For $1.2 billion.
You have streaming wars, the creator economy, betting data, all just converging at once.
It's a perfect storm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And look, if I'm the commissioner of a semi-pro rugby league or I'm organizing a regional gravel race, I hear $14 billion, and I think, that has nothing to do with me. That's for the big dogs.
And that is the trap. That is exactly where you get it wrong. The whole mission of this deep dive is to show that these numbers do trickle down.
But only if you're ready for it.
Only if you have the right bucket to catch the rain. We need to translate these massive stats into an action plan for today.
So let's start with that first one, the streaming rights payment, $14.2 billion, Amazon spending almost $4 billion of that. Obviously, they're buying things like Thursday Night Football. But the sources, especially that analysis from Sports Pro and Deadline, they suggest a secondary market is opening up.
This is what we're calling the shoulder opportunity. And for Tier 2 sports, this is absolutely critical.
Shoulder opportunity. Unpack that a bit. What does that actually mean for, a niche sport?
Well, think about how you use a platform like Prime Video or DAZN. Amazon pays a fortune for that NFL game on Thursday night. Millions of people log on.
Sure.
But what happens on Tuesday morning or Wednesday afternoon?
It's a ghost town.
Exactly. It's a dead zone. And dead zones are incredibly dangerous for streamers because that's when people cancel. They call it churn.
Right.
To stop that churn, they need volume. They need what the industry calls shoulder content.
Shoulder content.
Documentaries, highlight reels, niche competitions, anything to keep you inside their ecosystem between the big games.
So, they basically need filler. That sounds a little dismissive.
But it's not filler to them, it's retention. And they are absolutely willing to pay for retention. And that, right there, is where Tier 2 sports come in.
Okay, so you might not be the main event, but you can be the reason someone doesn't cancel their subscription on a Tuesday.
You might be a mountain bike league or a drone racing series, but you can provide 10 hours of high-quality content that fills that slot.
Okay, I see the logic, but let's be real. If I'm a top-ranked badminton player, I can't just call up Amazon and say, hey, put me on Prime.
You can't call Jeff Bezos, no. But you can position yourself to be bought.
How? What's the plan?
Based on what we're seeing in Sports Pro, the action plan for athletes is to build a direct relationship with fans on these platforms today.
What does that look like in practice?
It means you have to be platform ready. If your league is even rumored to be talking to a streamer, you need to be pitching yourself as on-camera talent.
So, like, volunteer to be the face of the broadcast.
Yes. For the alternate feeds, the behind-the-scenes shows, and here's a small detail that matters a ton. Update your Amazon-friendly presence.
Amazon-friendly.
Your bio, your headshots. Have a sizzle reel ready to go, a 60-second highlight clip. If a producer at Prime is scrolling a roster and you have a high-res, action-packed asset ready, you become the thumbnail. You become the face of the sport.
And that costs you nothing but time. Okay, what about leagues and teams? If I run a small soccer club, Amazon isn't writing me a check.
No, but a local OTT platform might write you a smaller one.
Let's define OTT real quick. We hear that all the time.
Over the top. It just means streaming services that bypass traditional cable. So your local sports network's app, smaller niche sites.
Got it.
And according to the analysis and deadline, those platforms are just as desperate for content as Amazon is.
So the strategy is to just approach them.
Aggressively. Before today ends, map your calendar. And don't just sell the 90 minutes of the game. Sell the practice sessions, the locker room speeches, the travel days. Package it all as shoulder programming.
And then what? Send a cold email.
You draft a one-pager, you send it to that local OTT platform, and you propose a revenue share trial.
A trial.
You say, I know you have dead air on Tuesdays. I can fill it. You don't pay me a rights fee up front. We just split the ad revenue 50-50.
That lowers their risk to basically zero. That's smart.
It's a no-brainer for them. And for the race directors listening, marathons, triathlons, it's the same play, but with fast channels.
Fast channels. Another one. Free ad-supported streaming TV, like Pluto or Tubi.
Precisely. It looks like cable, but it's free and it runs on ads. And there are fast channels for everything, including endurance sports, and they are hungry for footage.
So the action plan for a race director today is?
Contact a regional streamer or a fast channel operator by close of business today. Offer them rights to your race footage. Don't hold out for some million-dollar deal that's never coming. Get on a platform, get the data, get a rev share.
The goal is just to get in the pipe.
If you're not on the screen, you're invisible. Once you're on the screen, you exist.
And that actually flows perfectly into our second segment. Because it's not just about getting on a screen anymore, it's about who is making the content.
The creator economy.
Right. That headline from The Wrap about NBC and the Olympics really stopped me. They're using a creator collective for the 2026 Winter Games. They are treating their athletes like creators to drive viewership.
It is a massive admission that the old way isn't working. NBC is basically saying Gen Z doesn't trust the guy in the suit at the news desk.
They trust the athlete holding an iPhone in the Olympic Village.
Exactly. And Variety backed this up with the NBA All-Star Weekend numbers. They called it a content factory. Over 200 creators just running around.
But here's the number that makes it a real business. Digiday reports that creator ad spend is hitting $43.9 billion in 2026.
$43.9 billion.
That's way bigger than the streaming rights number we just talked about.
Much larger. And here is the insight. Broadcasters and brands now view creators and athletes who act like creators as a customer acquisition channel.
Okay, explain that shift. How is that different from just, branding?
The old model was a sponsor puts a logo on your jersey for general awareness. They hope someone sees it.
Right.
The new model is a sponsor pays you because they know if you post a video, 500 people will click a link and buy a subscription or a pair of shoes. You are a salesperson now.
So you don't need a TV truck. You just need a personality and a phone.
That is the blueprint for any sport that can't afford national TV time.
Okay, tough love time for the athletes listening. Most are focused on training, recovery. Now we're saying they have to be video editors too.
If they want to get paid. Yes, the rap is blunt. Treat your phone as a studio.
So what's the action item? What should they shoot today?
Don't overthink it. Record 3 to 5 vertical clips, a gear breakdown. Cyclists love seeing bike setups. Show your travel logistics. How do you even pack for a competition?
I'd actually watch that. People love that behind-the-scenes stuff.
They do. So you send those clips to your federation's social media lead immediately. You pitch yourself as a micro-creator partner. You're solving their content problem for them.
That's great. What about the leagues and teams? How do they harness this?
Variety gives us the roadmap here. You leverage your local ecosystem. Identify 10 to 20 mid-tier local creators, people with, say, 50,000 to 500,000 followers.
The mid-tier is the sweet spot.
It's perfect. They're hungry and their engagement is real. So before tonight, you send them an invite package for your next event, give them free access, but more importantly, you give them a content zone.
The content zone.
A dedicated corner of the stadium or the finish line. Good lighting, a branded backdrop, maybe a charging station. You make it effortless for them to make you look good.
I love that. And for the race correctors, with
How?
thousands of participants.
That is an army of creators. You set up a creator application form today, a simple Google form. Let racers opt in to be official creators for perks like preferred camera access.
That costs nothing and generates thousands of impressions. Okay, segment 3, let's talk sponsorship. The corporate money.
The classic logo on the chest.
But even that's changing. That Carvana deal with the Chicago Fire from SPJ, it's front of kit, but it's also founding partner of the new stadium.
And then you see the High Rocks deal with NYU Langone Health. They're limiting sponsors to only 6 to 8 per series. They're creating scarcity.
Scarcity in depth.
The trend is layered sponsorship. Brands don't just want a logo on a wall. They want ownership of an asset. They want the Carvana corner or the NYU Langone Recovery Zone.
You want to be part of the infrastructure itself.
Exactly. And look at the financial institutions. Huntington Bank is sponsoring Pathways like PGA Tour U.
Pathways, that's perfect for developmental leagues.
It's tailor-made. Banks want to get customers young. So if you're a Tier 2 league, you aren't selling eyeballs like the NBA. You're selling the journey, the story of the up-and-comer.
So how does an athlete pitch this? I can't sell a stadium corner.
No, but you can sell your season. Sport Business says the move for athletes is to stop selling single races. Draft a one-page pitch today that shows how your brand spans multiple events.
Like for a multi-sport athlete, right?
Exactly. If you race mountain bikes and gravel, pitch that cumulative exposure. You're not selling one race. You're selling the season of you.
And for the leagues, how do they build these layered packages?
You sketch a sponsorship ladder before the day is over. Stop just selling a jersey patch. Model a package that's jersey patch plus venue asset plus digital content series.
Tying everything together.
And you pitch that combined package to one of your existing sponsors. Tell them for an extra 20%, you can own the physical space and the digital story.
And for competitions.
Design a founding partner offer today. Go to a local health system or a bank. Offer them ownership of a recurring content series. Training tips presented by local bank. That's so much more valuable than a banner on a fence.
All right, segment 4. This is where the numbers get huge. Data, betting, and investment.
The engine room.
We saw Sports Pro report Genius Sports buying Legend for $1.2 billion. And KKR buying Arctos Partners for $1.4 billion.
This is private equity meeting gambling data.
But why? I mean, why spend $1 billion on data?
Because monetization in 2026 relies entirely on data. Genius Sports wants to integrate betting into the media. They want to target fans with betting content in real time.
So if I run a small league, KKR is not calling me. Why does this matter?
Because the only way you attract any investment in this climate is if you have organized first-party data.
What does that mean, organized?
Do you have emails? Do you know who was watching? Can you provide real-time stats? If your stats are on a PDF, you are invisible to this entire economy.
So for athletes, what's the play? This feels tricky.
Huge caveat here. Only do this if betting is legal in your sport and jurisdiction. But if it is, Sports Pro says you should ask your league today, how can I be featured in player props?
Player props like over-under on goals scored.
Exactly. But the betting engines need clean, accurate data to create those bets. So make sure your bio data, height, weight, past performance is 100% accurate on the official feeds.
And for leagues and teams.
You need to audit your live data capabilities before day's end. Do you have the APIs to feed real-time stats to a partner?
An API, basically. Can a computer talk to your scoreboard?
That's a great way to put it. And if not, you need to fix that. And start a central CRM spreadsheet. Even if it's only 5,000 emails, if they're organized, they are valuable.
And for races.
Set a goal today to expose your real-time leaderboards via an API. And crucially, add a consent to marketing checkbox to your registration form. You are building a database you can pitch later.
Okay, finally, segment 5. Let's talk tech. On one hand, Sports Pro is talking about AI personalization, which is amazing. On the other, ScamWatch HQ has a scary report out on deepfake scams in 2026.
And that's the reality. AI lets a niche sport generate a personalized highlight reel for every single person who runs a marathon. That's a huge value add.
But the risk?
As athletes become creators, the risk of a deepfake endorsement skyrockets. Someone could use your face to sell a product you've never even touched.
So how do you both protect yourself and capitalize? For athletes,
Use the tool today. Use an AI clicker to make that 60-second highlight reel for sponsors. But at the same time, publish an official channels post on your social media to guard against scams.
right, leagues and teams.
Research and shortlist one AI tool before tonight. For auto-clipping, multi-language captioning, there are tools that can turn one live stream into 50 TikToks automatically. You need that efficiency.
And for competitions,
This is a winner. Plan a participant highlight package. Every finisher gets their own AI-generated video, and then outline how a sponsor could brand that specific asset.
your finish line moment, presented by.
Exactly. That is sellable inventory.
We have covered a massive amount of ground. We've hit the $14 billion streaming war, the $43 billion creator economy, and this big shift to data-driven, layered sponsorships.
It's a lot, but the theme is pretty consistent. The money is moving away from passive broadcasting and toward active, data-rich engagement.
Which brings us to our final thought.
Right. The big picture here, with these generalist streamers like Amazon buying up everything, we're moving away from subscription-only models. We're moving to ad tiers and shoppable integrations.
Shoppables.
Shoppable. The question for every single person listening, athlete, organizer, team owner, is this. Are you creating content that just sits there, or are you creating content that is shoppable and data-rich? Because the money is flowing to the latter.
That's the challenge. Don't just make content, make commerce.
Precisely.
All right, you have your action items. Whether it's calling a fast channel, updating your Amazon bio, or setting up that creator application form, do it today. Don't wait for this economy to come to you.
Execute.
Thanks for listening to this edition of the Daily Sports Content Economy Podcast. If you're ready to build your content media empire, we should probably talk. Visit rootgroupmarketing.com. Thanks for watching and listening.